Hiya folks, it's Kikoskia here, and welcome back to Let's Play Pillars of Eternity. And we left off, we've moved on to Brackenbury, where we gave a novice animancer a book that she probably shouldn't attempt to replicate any of the experiments that are contained within. They're way too advanced, and probably quite dangerous, but it's up to her to have the sense to not put herself in harm's way. But I get the feeling a lot of animancers are pushing the boundaries of what is known about magic and other things, mostly in an effort to deal with Waidwen's legacy, but also to discover more about the nature of life and souls. We also found the man that Helig wanted us to retrieve a grimoire from. Only Modred doesn't have Helig's grimoire. This is a plan to eliminate Modred, in revenge for what Modred did. Modred did indeed do all the awful things to Helig that the somewhat alive necromancer said he did. But it seems like it was done with some not insignificant justification. We can't do anything, as far as I know, to bring Modred to justice for what he did, but we could certainly stop Helig from doing more awful things when we go and see him again. For now, anyway. Now, we can't go there because we need a key.
I'm here.
But I can go in here.
I'd be glad to.
And in here is nothing. The edges of the cage are dented and scored with claw marks. Oh, that's also locked.
I'm here.
There's a large part of this place that I can't get to. Well, if that's the case, then we will head back up and go and find someone that we can report the potential robbery to. Let's go out here. Away from the sanitarium. Leave everyone to their studying. I know there are quite a few guards in here. Heavily armed and armoured guards. And you're still here. Now, there is Hadrat House. Could go to Hadrat House. See who's there. Maybe there's a quest that we can get in there. It's marked with a name, so it's probably significant for something. Ooh. Ooh, this place is fancy. This place is very fancy. The marble at the base has been worn smooth by the passage of hundreds of feet. Go up here. And just have a look about. Okay, we have here a Dunred agent. Well, why don't we go and say hello?
I'm here.
Curran's wasting his time with those disappearances.
I'm here.
Disappearances? There's a lot of agents here. We can't go in there. Maybe we're not supposed to be here just yet. The notes are scribbled in a cryptic shorthand. There's nothing here. What about in here? Another agent. And another agent. Okay, there's nothing we could do on this floor. At least not right now. What about down here? Did the dialogue with Modred change our... Nope. 211123. Okay, still honest.
I'm here.
Okay, we have a Dunred agent and a Dunred agent. In here we have... Ah! A link. Yes, I'm certain of it. Well, let's go and have a chat with you, shall we?
I'm here.
What kind of link?
Hail and well met.
The Orland man is surrounded by books and scrolls. His wiry hair stands nearly on end, and his ears prick up as you approach. You carry whispers. Caird Nua, Gilded Veil. Old voices indeed. How did you know? The Orlan grins, revealing a row of dagger-pointed teeth. As a cipher, it's my job to know these things. You carry the whiff of ancients. What else can you tell me? His ears twitch downward. Not as much as I would like, unfortunately. My duties for Lady Webb require me to focus my talents elsewhere. He regards a table piled with scrolls. What brings you to Dunred Row? It looks as though you could use some help. Curran wags a clawed finger. Not at liberty to discuss my work, unfortunately. Dunred Row ears only. A civilian would need the confidence of Lady Webb before I could share. What are you so busy with? His small, furry hands gesture expansively at the papers before him. Hollowborn, growing unrest, and the ever-present political intrigues. With so many missing souls, missing persons are the least of our concerns these days. What about your skills? I check for soul connections, looking for lost things, missing things, or troublesome things, particularly where people of power and influence are concerned. I'm a cipher. In Eglanfath we were once known as Brishalgwyn, Mind Hunters. Nice title, yes, but it wasn't until the Animancers began working with my kind 40 years ago that we truly understood our power. Now we make some of the best detectives in the world. Tracing souls, we can look at a person and see where they have been, or look at a weapon and see who has touched it. His nose twitches as he looks at you. Useful for solving crimes, as you can imagine. Okay, can't do anything with you
I'm here.
right now. I need Lady Webb's go-ahead to work with you. And I don't have that. But I know that you're here. Now, if I go this way...
In Jacoa, we have a memorial for the Saints' War. They say a Rawatai artillery master contributed to the Godhammer bomb. I wondered if...
Of course. You want Rawatai to be a part of this history. Crow about how your people helped the Deerwood. Maybe your Ranganui lied, Amawa.
On second thought, I'll ask Edér.
That might be a better idea. What's this? There isn't so much as a spot on these oranges. Ooh! There's also milk! Freshly milked from a dairy cow. Refreshing. And healthy! Fantastic. Okay, this leads... both lead to the same place. That over there is a house we're not going to anytime soon. Those are two back... oh, item we can get. Thank you. What about here? This is where we need to go for the quest to prevent a burglary, isn't it? This is where we turn up while the burglary is happening. Could be. Here we go. We just need to go, hello, you're about to be robbed. And then everyone's puzzled. Okay, we have a servant, we have a guard. Can I chat with you? The master and his guards don't take kindly to uninvited guests. We have reason to be here. Speak softly around my lord's daughter, Lynette. She's
Certainly.
sensitive. Okay, let's have a look around and see if I can find someone to talk to about this. There's no one here. There's a guard. That would be classed as stealing. Ah! You're who I want to speak to. You'll want to know about this. So, we will save and have a conversation.
Yes?
Welcome.
Lord Raymond holds a shipping manifest in his well-manicured hands. Despite his expensive clothes, he has the sallow complexion and restless air of a man who devotes all his days and most of his nights to work. If you have business to discuss, make an appointment with my attendant. I don't have time for unexpected visitors. I've uncovered a plot to rob you. He lowers his papers and looks at you for the first time. Is that so? Let me see that. He scans the parchment with the speed of an expert clerk. When he returns his attention to you, his tone is brisk and businesslike. You've done this house, and this city, a great service. I certainly will consider this an adequate reward for your labours. The letter was signed A.D. Does that mean anything to you? I suspect it means Abracan Domenal, the scion of House Domenal. A look of disgust covers his face. A pampered, pandered lad, if ever there was one. The ring of unshackling! Also, we're once again stepping on the toes of House Domenal. He's ruthless, I'll give him that much. Unfortunately, he doesn't have the wits to match his appetite. Tell me about House Domenal. They were once an eminent and admired house. Now it's a den of thieves. Back in Mediewood's colonial days, the Domenals were respected members of the ducal court, which is why it was so surprising that they remained loyal to Edér during Hadret's rebellion. When Hadret and Mediewood won independence, the Domenals lost their favour, but not their wealth. Rather than return to Edér, like other loyalist houses, they dug their heels into here and turned from politics to commerce. He shrugs. In one way of looking at it, they simply partnered with the wrong side. Not that they haven't prospered since in their own way. He rubs his jaw. Lately, they've been seeking to carve out a new niche for themselves, one right between the Crucible Knights and the dozens, it seems. What's important about this gem? The heart of the White March is a nearly flawless diamond. It's also the patrimony of the dwarfs of White March. It was seized by an Edéran lord in the early days of colonization, and the dwarves haven't forgotten it. Now the knights and the dozens are both bidding for it to make a peace offering to the dwarves. He shrugs. Whichever party buys it, the dwarves will make useful allies for Defiance Bay, especially these days. What will you do now? Lord Raymond pinches crisp, sharp creases into a note. Eliminate the competition. Farewell. Well, that quest is done. What's this done for our reputations? Troublemaker, faintly bad. Defiance Bay is still neutral.
You're quite friendly, aren't you?
I trust all is well. Tell me about yourself. He affects a strained smile. Perhaps another time, friend. I've got 1,000 bushels of Valian Durham wheat missing and hundreds of records to search. Good day.
Yes.
Okay, so that was a successful mission. We also have here some servants. And in here we have... Ah, Lynette. Could speak to you. Carefully. And we'll see if there's anything we can learn from you. Ah, you finish escorting them, and you return to the stronghold. Fantastic. Father never reads to me. He's always busy with his own books. Fair enough. Let's quickly pop up the stairs, if I can. Can I pop up the stairs? Yes, I can. What's up here? The answer is... The old woman regards you with bleary eyes. Begging your pardon, but I'm afraid I'll have to ask you to return downstairs. Visitors aren't permitted in the upper floor. I'm going to go back downstairs for now. Yeah, I think that would be something you could... I think being up there would entail you stealing that diamond for your own use. It was an interesting show, that's all I can really say. Come on, you could tell me more. Just one thing, please. Sorry, I promised Gadaman. Let's not talk about this here, right? Okay, we have here a... Oh yes, we have the tavern. We should totally go into that tavern. See what's there. See what quests I can get. As I continue to step on the toes of House Domenal. I'm sure there are more quests that'll end up messing around with their plans. Maybe I'll find one here. Oh, this place is nicely appointed. Hardless Wench.
Yes?
Hello? This young elf is dressed in gaudy robes that he seems ready to cast off. He picks at the heavily brocaded sleeve and continually adjusts the gold chain around his neck. He looks up at you. Did she send you to run me out of town? You can tell her I'm not going anywhere without that medallion. I told Cyril I wouldn't let her sell it. If that's what you're here about, then save yourself the trouble. He puffs up his chest, but glances at the exit. What are you talking about? He relaxes. If you have to ask, then you're obviously not here to shake me down. Cyril's a courtesan over at the Salty Mast in Ondra's Gift. We've been working together for over a year now. I find a noble with more money than sense, fill him up with liquor, and send him her way. They have a good time, and Cyril takes her fee, and a little extra. Oh! He rubs his fingers together. 100 coppers here, a trinket there. It's a bounty for us, and these lords and ladies never notice anything missing. That's dishonest. He narrows his eyes. It's surviving. He points a finger, one ruby ring catches the light. If those nobles have more wealth than they can hang on to, why should they keep it? Anyway, we've always split the bounty. Till a week ago. He squeezes his lips into a tight frown. She takes a necklace off some noble. It's an Engwithan medallion, damn near priceless. The relic is sacred to my clan, but she won't part with it for any sum I could afford. He tugs the gold chain around his neck. And even if I wanted to, I can't go home without it. Tell me more about your situation. He picks at the hem of his sleeve. What do you want to know? Or what makes the medallion so important to you? I grew up in Glandfath with the Shattering Spear clan. We Glandfathans have protected Engwithan ruins for thousands of years. It's the one duty the gods ask of us in exchange for the freedom to live as we please. He fidgets with an emerald ring on his pinky. But treasure hunters looted the ruins in our territory, and we left the wilds we've dwelled in for generations. Most of my clan made scattered to towns across the Deerwood, and probably live on crusts of bread. He looks at his embroidered robes in disgust. Restoring this medallion to the ruins would earn us the gods' forgiveness. A Shattering Spear could go home. This is all rather fascinating. A single medallion to earn the gods' favour, and so return home? It rather reminds me of a story I heard somewhere. Tell me about Cyril. She's a courtesan at the Salty Mast, over on Ondra's Gift. She wasn't born to much, but she's done what she has to in order to escape that. He gazes at a string of amber beads around his wrist. She's a good friend. He folds his arms in his trailing wrinkled sleeves. Without her, I'd probably be living hand to mouth like the rest of a Shattering Spear. But this isn't about her or me. It's about the 40 people in my clan and the way of life we've held on to for generations. It seems like you've done well enough for yourself. He clenches his heavy, adorned hands. It was this, or scrape by in the gutters like the rest of my clan. But I give it all for that medallion. I offered to. But it's worth more than anything I've got. And Cyril knows it. I still don't understand why you just can't take your money and return to Glandfath. He sighs, arching in his neatly plucked eyebrows. Of course I could, but I'm not talking about logic and practicality. A community isn't a place, it's a connection to history and meaning. He makes circles with his wrist, like an anchor, defending the ruins for the gods who gave us purpose. Without that, we're adrift. Does that make any sense to you? Yes, it does. He smiles and nods slowly. Then you know what it's like. How to care for something you can't explain. That's all I wanted to ask. So, will you help me get the medallion? I mean, it can't hurt to hear Cyril's side of a story. Perhaps they can come to some kind of understanding. Or maybe Tristan isn't telling us all that he should. It's quite likely. I'll see about getting the medallion from Cyril. You'll find her at the Salty Mast. The only way anyone sees her these days is by paying, so you have to go through Mayor. He fidgets with his sleeve. But whatever you do, please don't hurt her. Okay, don't hurt her.
Certainly.
There's a noble here. Each plate and utensil has been polished to a spotless shine. The thin-stemmed goblets ring melodiously at the strike
I'd be
of
glad
a
to.
fingernail. And there is the owner of the tavern.
Hail and well met.
The man is dressed in neat but functional clothes. His sun-wrinkled skin and limber musculature reflect a life spent in the wilderness. Well met. What brings you to Bechard Barrel? Who are you? I was a cartographer for the Duke for decades. He rubs his neatly stubbled cheek. Crossed the White March half a dozen times and mapped most of the ruins of Thean Bog. He grins, flashing a gold tooth. A good career, but one suited to younger men. When I came back to Defiance Bay for good, Cleaver and a few other friends of my knights helped me get the rights to refurbish this place. There's strong ale, quality entertainment, and a fresh sea breeze. He raises the mug. What more could a man want? Is this your place? It's my retirement. He thumps the bar. Used to be a warehouse back when Brackenbury saw more ship traffic, but it fell out of use when the area became mostly residential. I inherited it from some great uncle who'd never had any luck pawning it off on my cousins. Now it's the most popular spot in Brackenbury. The nobles come to unwind, the kith from other districts come to mingle. He leans closer. We've got a few rough types too, but they behave in here. Besides, their coin's as good as anyone else's. What's on the menu? Ah, you've got some fancy stuff here. Now, there's the back area. There's also here, where the stage is. Got a cook. We have a downstairs locale. Let's go check the downstairs locale first. There might be rats in there. There might very well be rats in there. And then we must defend ourselves. Ah! Bandits. That's a bit of a problem. Hopefully they won't cause any trouble with us. Hopefully. When we come back, we'll find out if that's the case. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you're not. And if you are subscribed, press that bell for those notifications. And I'll catch you next time, folks. And I'll see you then. Later.